Hello, everybody. So following this presentation on RFID, I will present the last part of this webinar covering modern baggage messaging. I will present what has been done so far this year, what has been achieved, and what we foresee for the next year and the years after that. Okay. So this year has mainly been about building up on the work that has been done by the Baggage Information Exchange sub-working group. This group ran a pilot involving about 10 message brokers, and the idea was to capitalize on that work for others to be able to start implementing with the necessary guidance, the recommended practice 1755. First, the group did put together a one-pager for people to refer to when building their own business case. This document centralizes all the benefits that have been identified and allows people to draw from it the ones that applies to their own setup. Also, the process for digital certification had been handed over from the sub-working group to IATA Global Baggage Operations team. This allowed us to formalize the process and allows us to advertise it to the entire airline and airport industry. The sub-working group carried on its work of presenting the initiative to a broader audience with a face-to-face onboarding session. But this has been taken to the next level with the delivery of a dedicated modern baggage messaging webinar covering business benefits and high-level onboarding. This webinar can be watched on demand and allow viewers to have a good introduction before starting the work or joining more hands-on face-to-face sessions. And lastly, the sub-working group is finalizing the implementation guide before it is officially published on iata.org. So the draft version is available on demand to whomever is ready to go ahead with implementation. This year, we also see the first airlines having full modern baggage messaging capability for live operations. So American Airlines can now exchange baggage messages in XML format with open communication protocol over public internet with any entity having the recommended practice capability. The benefits for operations at American Airlines are crystal clear. Better data quality allows data-driven decision-making, machine learning-based solutions to be trained, better data representation, and incomparable level of flexibility to accommodate new requirements from the business and operations. On the other side of the Atlantic, KLM and Air France are currently on the final stretch to implement sending and receiving capability in live data exchange with SkyTeam. It's going to be a huge step forward to get access to baggage information that is currently not accessible. It will also provide SkyTeam baggage data repository capability to get access to the highest quality of data to better serve customers. We also see airline and IT provider and airport IT providers actively taking part in the industry discussion around implementation of the standard. Baggage handling system providers are looking at message schema in details too. And one airport IT provider has voiced his willingness to go ahead with a pilot. And finally, on the messaging side, SITA is already starting the work and has announced it will have complete modern baggage messaging capability by the end of the second quarter of 2020. So from now on, we actually foresee an accelerated adoption of modern baggage messaging from next year, with more airlines and airports directly exchanging baggage data as per the new standard. There are strong signs of wider adoption, with key airports and large airlines starting the work to move away from legacy messaging protocols. This is is being driven by regional and individual engagements. By the end of the year, we will have touched base on modern baggage messaging with some primary actors of the industry in 4 regions of the world. So these are in the Middle East, in North America, in Europe, and in Southeast Asia. So what are we actually doing to support this broader adoption? So to support the work, we are actively working on the directory service, and the test phase is progressing as hosting solutions are being defined and worked on with IATA's IT services. This will allow a large variety of actors to discover each other and start exchanging baggage messages in an automated way. The digital certification is also ramping up with the industry-wide identity management project being initiated in IATA. The requirement for baggage information exchange have been taken into account after review by the sub-working group, and the solution shall replace the current process when fully developed and endorsed by the industry. Now, I would like to introduce you to the roadmap of activities we have defined to take us from where we are today to the world where the relevant baggage data is available to all actors responsible to move a baggage along its course towards its intended destination. We broke down the work over the short term, the following 2 years, and we'll after that share our long-term view. The first stream of activity is on engagement and industry awareness. This is primarily conducted by the Baggage Information Exchange Sub-Working Group, with face-to-face onboarding sessions being held prior to working sessions, and these are happening twice a year. On the same frequency, there is a Baggage Working Group, which endorses the work produced by the Sub-Working Group. And in order to help airlines and airports investigate further modern baggage messaging and support the one who cannot join the sub-working group session on site, regional engagement will be held in all regions, and support will be provided to the one who get into pilot activities. The second stream of activities is implementation support. So over the course of 2020, I will be the point of contact for digital certification process, test node access, and ad hoc support question. The work is and will be conducted to automate these supporting functions in the medium term. The third stream of activity is about solution tuning. The first major release of the implementation guide is to be published next year, but in case need be, some smaller update might come while it is more broadly used. Depending on the need, we might produce some additional supporting materials such as architecture diagram, tutorials, and videos. And on the message schema front, IATA is currently planning 2 releases per year for all of IATA's API, and this applies to the XML schema for baggage too. We're expecting some changes next year, with the current change request being processed, but after that, we only foresee minor changes to the message in the medium term. The fourth and last stream of activity is the implementation monitoring. I'm planning to publish the first case study next year, and afterwards publish additional one to illustrate more use cases. And in order to provide a more visual representation of the adoption, we will publish a world map of organization having modern baggage messaging capability. This map will subsequently be updated twice a year to show the increased adoption. So over the long term, what do we foresee? Baggage messaging will naturally become the industry standard, removing the need for additional engagement and awareness sessions. All implementation support functions will be available as self-service so that all industry actors can have access to everything they need independently of IATA resources availability. On the solution front, the baggage schema is mature and only evolves to support new business needs that would be accommodated through the change request process. And finally, the adoption status is visible to all through the directory service usage. So I hope with this, you now have a clear picture of what we plan for next year and the years after that to take us to our final goal. So just to close off, I would like to remind you where you can find documents, or here's a summary of where you can find documents related to the standard and the supporting material. So in case anything you need is not there, just contact us at baggage@iata.org and we'll come back to you.